Expertise Needle. I am back with Flosstube number 37. Welcome to my little corner, tiny little corner of the internet. It is October 3rd. Calendar's over there. October 3rd, Thursday, 2024. I am Sherry. Welcome. I want to start off by saying welcome to all of my subscribers and thank you very much. And for all of you who are new here, welcome to you too. I'm so happy to see all of you. Welcome to my craft room, such as it is. We are joined today by Jellybean, asleep on the dog bed, while the dog is passed out in the middle of the floor. Because that's how it is in my house. Anyway, this week I have lots of progress. I do have a new start. I don't have any finishes. I don't have any fully finished objects. I am going to warn you, PSA, it is a beautiful fall day here on the Texas Gulf Coast. It's 88 degrees, feels like 94. So, yeah, my allergies are going nuts. I'm loopy on Benadryl. This video will be edited highly because nobody wants to watch me have a sneezing fit. And hopefully my eyes won't get all leaky and watery so that everything blurs and I can't see. I did get a lot of progress done, but not as much as I would like to have, because when my eyes get blurry, of course, I can't see. And that makes it a little hard to stitch. But on to cross stitch. Cross stitch. I do have one new start, and we will start with that one. It is housed in my lovely little Halloween bag that I made myself. And it is the Haunted Hollow Stitch Along by Stay Platinum Stitchery. This one, I'm not caught up with it. Now, to be fair, I'm not that far behind. I am still working on part 1, which is the frame and the title. Basically, I have the ghosty here, there's another ghosty here, and one in each of the bottom corners. It won't take me that long to finish that. And they've already released part 2. But it's not that complicated. It's just, as I said, with my allergies, my eyes will start getting watery and blurry and I can't see. So I have to put things away. So I can only stitch in short periods when that happens. But I do love it. I like how it's turning out. You know, because I've gotten so much done. But this is being stitched on a 14 count Aida. This is from Witch's Garden Crafts. It's a piece that I got when I was receiving the Fabric of the Month Club from her. It is in the colorway Lake Lanier, and I just thought it's a beautiful fabric, and I thought that's just the perfect like somber grayish blue color that's just perfect for a Halloween town or hollow. So that is my new start, and I do like it. I am enjoying it, and I hope to, you know, I may try to catch it up. We'll see. I'm not going to stress myself out over it. Now that's my new start. Now I had mentioned before, you know, that because I lost my mind and joined so many stitch-alongs, that I had been neglecting my older WIPs, works in progress. And it was bothering me. It was stressing me out. I'm not gonna lie, I feel overwhelmed, and I know I did this to myself. I'm aware. But there you have it. Now, because of that, I've gone back to spinning the wheel to make sure that I can also get some work done on my older projects. I love all of my projects, not just the new ones, not just the stitch alongs, all of them. I want them all done and placed around my home. That's the point of me stitching them, or given as gifts, whichever the case may be. So I've gone back to the Spin the Wheel app, and what I do is once I spin the wheel, and then I hide that project, because last month I was doing the Spin the Wheel, but it seemed like it just kept landing on the same 3 projects. So what I do is I spin the wheel, I stitch that project, I hide it until I've done all of them, and then I will unhide them all. That way everything gets stitched on. Now, I've only started implementing this in the past, couple weeks or so. So, grand plans, right? But I also have my Christmas stitching that needs to be done by Christmas. So that's a thing too. But anyway, so now on to progress. And one of the projects I have somehow cut myself, and I don't know how. Mostly because I'm gifted. One of my projects, and this is one of my Christmas presents, and I'm sure the bag gives it away. This is in my Super Mario Bros. Bag, made by me. And this bag was actually made from scraps from a nightgown that I made my daughter because she loves Super Mario. But this project is my baby Mario with the star. And this is a pattern by Quality Stitch. And that's a company in the UK. They have a lot of cute ones. But I'm doing this one as a Christmas gift for my daughter. Now, when you saw it last, I had finished the first page. Okay? So now I have begun on the second page. You see, I've got a fairly good start there on the second page. This one is a fast, easy stitch. It's full crosses, nothing special, you just stitch. And it's big blocks, which I don't mind because those are kind of mindless. You can pop in a video or turn on Netflix or pop in an audiobook and just stitch. Don't even have to worry about it. No stress. So I really like this one. And I'm enjoying it, honestly. I did manage to put in 736 stitches on this. And that put it at, what does it say? 37% done. Yay me. So we're over a third finished on this one. Now, this is being stitched on a 14 count Aida, and it is by Thomas Craft, and it's called Sunset, and it's just a mottled pink and purple, which my daughter's room is decorated in pink and purple, so this will match perfectly in there. The fabric is lovely, the pattern is lovely, it's just really enjoyable. Now, that being said, what I may end up doing is I'm considering making this like a daily project where I just put, a couple hundred stitches in it per day so that I can get it done quicker and get it framed for Christmas. But we'll see, because I don't always have the opportunity to stitch every day. So we'll see. But anyway, significant progress on that one. Now the next one I worked on is one of my older whips, and it is in this lovely sea turtle bag made by me. This is a kit by Riolis. It was a gift from my husband for Christmas last year. and it's the Maine Coon. Now this, we actually, we had a Maine Coon. She was a gorgeous cat. Her name was Lucy. She has since passed. I mean, she was old. She was a rescue from Hurricane Ike, so she was old. But this looks exactly like her. So my husband got me this, and I want to get it finished so we can hang it on the wall for her. Now, as I throw everything in the floor, because it wouldn't be me if I didn't. Now, when you saw this one before, I had just barely begun filling in the ears, but now I have managed to fill in a lot more of the mane. I've managed to put in quite a bit of the face, and I've almost finished this ear, and I've started on this one. Again, it's lovely. I love it. I'm using all the kit materials. Nothing special. I've made no changes. The only change I'm going to make is I'm going to probably put her name somewhere, Lucy. But that's the only change I'm going to make. But I love it, and it's coming along beautifully. Now, I managed to put in, let's see, I have it written down over here. I put in 263 stitches, which puts me at 62% complete. So this one is really not far off from being finished. It's not too far off. Do I think I'll have it done by the end of the year? No, I don't, because of my Christmas stitching. But it will be done quickly after the first of the year, probably. That's my estimate. The next one I worked on is another one of my older whips, and it is in this lovely bag covered in little Hecates. And it even has a little Hecate charm, which, by the way, she wants because it's a dangly, and cats love dangly things. Now this one was originally done as a stitch along. I did not start it as a stitch along. I started it as a regular project. I knew I wasn't going to be able to keep up with it because it just came in 4 blocks and they're huge. And it is the 4 Elements by Satsuma Street. I think it's beautiful. I love it. Yeah, there's a stray thread. But yes, I came prepared. I even have a board. Don't get used to it. I think it's the medication. Because normally I'm not this organized. But when you saw it before, I had completely finished the water element. Okay. Now I have begun on the earth element. And you can see I've begun with the green. I filled in this whole area of teal right here, and this area of teal over here. The green will come out. This whole thing makes a circle, as you saw. So I've started here, and I'm just going to work my way up to do air and then fire. But I have begun there. And it's a small start, but that's okay. It's still progress, and I'll take it. I managed to put in, I managed to put in 297 stitches, and that put me at 30% complete. So again, progress. I'll take it. I'll take whatever I can get. Now this is one because it's just on 14 count black Aida, just solid black Aida. Because of that, I can only stitch on it during the day. I can't really stitch on it at night because my house is a cave. We're like mushrooms. I don't have enough light, even with the overhead lights turned on and the lamp next to the bed. It's not enough light for me to work on the black Aida. So, the next one I've worked on is a stitch along. And it is A Study of Skulls by the Stitch Crypt. This one I am caught up. Now, interesting little fact that I didn't notice until it was too late. You know, I have 3 science degrees, and a big part of science is math. But apparently, when I measured out my fabric and measured my starting point, I didn't math. Because I made a boo-boo. And I made quite a big boo-boo. But I'll fudge it and it'll be fine. I left no margin. I don't know how I did that. But by the time I noticed it, I'd already done the second piece and I was not tearing it out and starting over. So I'll get around it. If nothing else, I can stitch a piece of fabric along the top to frame it, but whatever. But I have done the first 4 sections. This was section 1, section 2, section 3, and the book and snake was section 4. And I am caught up. Absolutely caught up with this. And I love it. I love it. And this one, once it's finished, I'm going to frame it and I'm going to hang it next to my femurs and fungi. I think they're good companion pieces. This is being stitched on a 16 count fabric, and it is fabric that I dyed myself. So, but I love it. So this one I am actually doing as a stitch along, and I am keeping up with it. The pieces are they're small enough to be manageable and to be able to get them done in one stitching session. So totally manageable, able to keep up with it without stress, no problem. And I'm really enjoying it. And then the last one I made progress on is another stitch along, and it is another one that I am caught up. Now they just released the next piece on the 1st, so 2 days ago, but I have not been able to stitch since they released it. I will probably start it this weekend and probably finish it this weekend because these pieces are totally doable. They usually take me about 2 sessions, but that's because I can't stitch uninterrupted. I have 4 cats, a dog, a flock of chickens, and a daughter, and a husband. So no interruptions doesn't exist. But it is being housed in my lovely little fall bag with apples and sunflowers. Also made by me. And it is the beautiful biomes. Now, the desert was the latest piece. We have the tundra, the taiga, the temperate forest, the fresh water, and now the desert. And I love it. I love it. This one is so fun. I do. Now, I mean, I'll grant you, I have a master's in horticulture, and conservation was my area of study, I suppose. So the representation for every biome to me is just awesome. I love it. There was no way I was not going to stitch this. But the pattern, it is simple, but at the same time, just lovely. I love it. I love everything about it. Now, this is being stitched on a 14 count Aida in the colorway Sand. It is by Fiber on a Whim. And I'm stitching it in Anchor black floss. The whole thing. So it's monochromatic. And I'm actually liking the monochromatic. there's not a lot of color changes, and you can just keep stitching. Keep stitching, no problem. Not have to worry about it. So I'm really, really enjoying that one. Now, those are the projects that I've made progress on. And as I said, they just released the new biome Tuesday on the 1st. So I haven't looked at it yet, so I don't know what it is. I know the last release is supposed to be in January. In January, it'll be finished. So we still have what? October, November, December, and January. So four more strips left. Those are the projects I've stitched on. Okay, and the last project that I worked on is housed in this bag. My dragons. And this one is my Dark Elf by Winkin', Blinkin', and Odd. Now this one is slow going, and that's my fault. No one else's. It's all my fault, because it's been hard for me to concentrate. Now this is a full coverage, and I've just begun. And as you can see, lots and lots of confetti. But I did manage to put in another 326 stitches, which puts it at 0.2% done. It's so sad. But I've started in this corner. This is all background, but it's so much confetti. And so it's really slow going. Now I'm only filling in the black at this point. But this is what I've gotten done on that. And this is just being stitched on a 16 count white Aida. Nothing fancy. But those are the projects I have worked on. As you can see, I managed to work on several projects, got some progress done. That makes me happy. Plans for the month of October, I'm going to continue like I've been doing, spinning the wheel to decide what I'm going to work on. As I said, I may try and start working on the baby Mario a little bit every day, like maybe putting in 200 stitches per day. That, because 200 stitches is nothing. Especially when you're dealing with something like that that's just big blocks. I mean, you can do one block of color and that may be 200 stitches, so that's no big deal. But I would like to get that done. Otherwise, I'm just going to continue to spin the wheel and see what I work on. Now, that being said, once we get to the end of October, we'll see where I'm at with the Christmas stitching. Because I haven't even begun my son's, although like I said, I'm going to start that soon, because I need to get working on it. I will probably start it before the next video. Why am I bleeding? I don't know. Because I'm a clumsy mess, that's why. But anyway, once we get to the end of October, I will assess where I'm at with the Christmas stitching. And if I am not close enough to being finished with things, then that will be my focus. Because I have a deadline. Now, moving on to acquisitions. I don't have any. I don't have any acquisitions. I've not been shopping. I have mostly been stitching. Now, I did make myself 3 new stitch counters because it's what I do. Let's see. There they are. I did make myself 3 new stitch counters because I'm tired of using my sewing pins. I do have some, but I decided to make myself some more because I can never have too many. That's the only thing I've got. Well, yes and no. I did make and I guess this can seg into sewing. I did make myself a new project bag with a matching thread bed. And it's just got a little button with a buttonhole and blue felt. So I did make that set. So I guess that's an acquisition, maybe. I managed to find some more panels, obviously, as you can see. Several more actually, and I bought the bird set, and then I bought another set. What I'm gonna do with all these project bags, I don't know. But it's experimental. I wanted to experiment using the quilting panels to make the project bags, and I'm liking the results. I really am. They're beautiful. They're absolutely beautiful. I love them. So I will make them up, and what I'll probably do is end up putting some of them aside for giveaways for the future. The next thing I stitched up was a set of new placemats for my table for Halloween. There's that one, that one, that one, and that one. I thought they were fun, cute little prints, and they're all backed with pumpkins. And they're just nice on the table. The cats love them. They said, "Thank you, Mama, for making us new beds for this table that we're not supposed to be on." Of course, the fruit basket put that rule in the trash bin a long time ago because they fight over who's going to lay in the fruit basket, of course. When I came in here, Hecate had claimed it. So it is what it is. But I did make those. I managed to cut out some clothes. I've got the stuff to cut out my mother's wrap that I'm going to give her for Christmas. And I've got everything set up to start sewing it. That's what's going on with sewing. I do have some faux fur that I got so that I can make my daughter some little stuffed animals for Christmas. I have not cut them out yet, but I've got it. I've got all the stuff. I have the safety eyes and everything I need. I just need to cut them out and stitch them up. But that's sewing. So, gardening. It's fall, autumn, which down here in Southeast Texas means absolutely nothing. It's still hot. It's still humid. It's still miserable. Now, I have planted the carrot bed. We grow carrots in the fall as well as the spring. I've planted lettuce. I've planted bok choy. Those are all sprouting now. I planted our garlic. Got that in a bed. We've cleared out another bed that we're going to plant with bush beans. That's what we've gotten done so far. It has been hot and humid and just miserable, and it's still so unpleasant to work outside. And of course, this time of year, every year, I get allergies. So that's a thing. So we just have to wait and see. We still have to set up our garden tunnel out there. My husband hasn't been in town. And when he is in town, he's working late. So we've not been able to get a whole lot done. And it just is what it is. And that's how it goes. And I've quit worrying about it. It's out of my hands. I'm not going to stress over it. So, but we are getting things planted slowly but surely. That's it for gardening. Life. We did manage to take a day trip down to Corpus Christi. We went to visit the Texas State Aquarium down there and wildlife rescue place. We loved it. It was so fun. Now, so funny story. We decided to get up and go take the drive down to Corpus. We stopped, we had lunch, and then we went on and we got to the aquarium, got our tickets, went in. Now, when we first got there, we checked in and the dolphin show was going to start at 3 o'clock. So we're like, okay, we have time because we had gotten there like 1 o'clock. We'll go look at everything else. And then by that time, it'll probably be time for the dolphin show. So we went and checked everything out, and we looked at all the exhibits. They're wonderful. They're absolutely wonderful. Lots of just cool stuff. And it's divided into areas. Like the first area was, the Gulf, I guess, Mexico, Texas, Gulf of Mexico, the Gulf of Mexico, basically. And then we went on to like the rainforest and the Caribbean, and they had one area for sharks where you could walk underneath it. And it had like, a faux shipwreck in there that the sharks could swim through and around. It was so neat, so cool. Absolutely highly recommend. But, and this is where it was funny. So we looked at everything, and then we went outside and we were watching the otters, because I love the otters. They're so playful, so cute. And we're watching the otters, and they, next to the otter exhibit, they also had a big tank with sea turtles, and we were watching the sea turtles, and you could get like face to face with them, which was really cool. We were just about to head to the dolphin area, and sirens start going off. And we're like, okay, what's going on? And a voice over the intercom says, a fire alarm has gone off. Please, stay where you are, etc., etc., etc. Okay, and we're like, oh, okay. Well, so we decided we'll just keep watching the otters, A few minutes later, the sirens go off again, and the intercom says, okay, you know what? There's a fire in the building. Please move as quickly as possible to the emergency exits and evacuate the building and evacuate the property. And we're like, oh, okay. So we had to evacuate, but we saw everything except the dolphins. So that's okay. My husband's like, okay, we'll come back another day and see the dolphins. So that was new. That was different. That was interesting. But it was an enjoyable trip. We really liked it, and we do plan to go back. definitely, if you're in Corpus, it's a place you can see. The USS Lexington is docked right there next to it. My husband insisted I get pictures of that. But it's nice. It's a nice facility, and it was really cool because they had like posters up of various animals, and it had the story of how they had been found and rescued and rehabilitated and re-released, and just really neat stuff. Very educational. So we did manage to do that. That was fun. But definitely interesting. I've never had to evacuate an aquarium before. But we managed to do that. Like I said, we've begun getting the garden in order. I mean, it's a work in progress always. Nature. She doesn't always cooperate. Other than that, this weekend, I'll be bringing the Halloween decorations out of the attic. My daughter's already been asking the Halloween tree, Halloween tree, Halloween tree. So I'll be bringing those out of the attic and setting those up with her. My daughter insists every holiday we must decorate in some way. And she's already in there asking for cookies. She has a list a mile long of things that I need to bake for Halloween. But anyway, that's what we've been doing. My son did manage to come by. He's begun his German classes so he can learn the language before he moves. But otherwise, we're just hanging in there, doing what we do. So that's really all I've got today. Lots of progress. As I said, I will get the new part to the beautiful biomes done. I will be also hopefully getting more done on the Christmas stitching and pull out some more of my older projects. But that's what I've got. That's what's going on. That's what's happening. It's a little shorter video this time, I think, maybe. But that's okay. It is what it is. I'm sure, I mean, the time on my clock, on my camera, doesn't say it's a shorter video, but I'll be cutting out a lot of things because of sneezing fits. So we'll see how it goes, right? In any case, thank you so much for visiting me in my craft room. I hope you saw something you like. If you did, please feel free to like, share, subscribe, comment. I love the comments. The comments make me so happy. They brighten my day. And I hope to see you back here again. I will return in 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Until then, I hope you have an amazing weekend. And I hope to see you again next time. Bye.